Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars on Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and this is the weekly healing messages for May 28th through June 3rd. And yes, we have a new moon on June 3rd, so the whole entire week is growing to that new moon. Now, before I get into all of the astrology stuff, I want to say I did do the Rune Cast. I just posted it out on Facebook, and I'll get it into other social media here in a little bit. But the runes really are actually backing up what I'm being given by Spirit. Although Spirit's not exactly giving it to me in the lovey foo-foo way that the runes may be giving it. So I'll start off with the runes, and then I'm not going to go so totally deep, but I'll start off with the runes, and then I'll explain what Spirit's saying so you'll understand. And of course, as soon as I start the readings, Neptune shows up. Say, hi, Mr. Neptune. Hi, Mr. Neptune. Alrighty, baby, because, reading's not normal unless Neptune pops up typically. Anyway, we are being given Kenez. We are being given Jera, and we are being given Manaz. I already posted it on Facebook, so you can go back and look there, like I said, or any of the other social medias. I will make sure to get it out. Basically, as we approach this new moon, it's a perfect time of what is being told to us. We are being given, Jera, first off, reminds us that everything has a cycle. Everything has a cycle, and everything has its perfect time within that cycle, even if you don't necessarily agree with that. Now, it is all about the harvest. It is all about waiting the results, waiting for results. It's timing and the cycle. It is harvesting of one's efforts. Now, listen. Harvesting of one's efforts. Remember, when manifestation works, it works with the effort and the belief system behind that effort. So, the effort may not always be exactly right, and I'll explain that when I get to what Spirit is saying. You may be meaning it in the best form of what you're trying to put out, but you may not actually be matching the frequency, the vibrational frequency of what it is you're trying to bring back. And that's key, because that can mess you up entirely. If you're not matching the vibration of what it is you are trying to manifest, even if you're putting it out there, you might be putting it out there wrong. Because Jera speaks to us, like I said, of the harvesting of efforts. It is cycles of energy returning. It is putting the energy into the external. It is the natural flow from beginning to end, returning energy, and it does speak to us of patience as well as rewards for our efforts. But why aren't you letting me into my pictures? Because I was trying not to have to put my book up, but apparently there's a reason. Anytime I have to go to the book, there's typically a reason. So what is it? Kenez is the main one I'm being given this week. Kenez is the torch, the craft, fire, and it is cunning as well. It is manifest. It is your character. It is your personality. It points to the matter of your creativity. It shows the ability to create through those skills and those efforts. However, if you are out of balance, like I was saying, if you're not in the right vibrational frequency, it can cause problems within the manifestation and the fire that you are creating. This has to do with how Kenez works. Kenez is, for all intents and purposes, it is the ignition. It is the start button. It's the turn on. It's go. It is creativity expressed in form. It can control us, inspire us, and give us knowledge and help us with our capabilities. It is shaping and reshaping of the present, but it is also transmutation through fire. It can deal with sexual energy, and it can deal with your children. No, it's not the two together. It is your inner fire, your inner passion, your inner hot and heavy energy of that fire, passionate energy. Well, your children are your fire. So it can be dealing with your children and anything that has to do with your children, or it can be dealing with that creativity, that inspiration that comes from that passion, which will also lead it to sexual energy, one or the other. But we are also being given manaz. Manaz for this week is kind of the key here. As soon as I can find it. Because apparently they wanted me to pull my book out, and I'm waiting to see if they have anything else to try and throw at me. Outside of, I cannot find it. Manaz, not Mananaz. It is man, humanity, people. It is air. It is the world of people. It speaks to us of intelligence, creative skill, and ability. It focuses on our self-awareness. This is what I'm talking about. It focuses on our self-awareness of what we're putting out and how we're manifesting and what vibrational frequency we are carrying. Are we matching it? It speaks to us of also knowing that we all belong and that we all have a place in the scheme of things of life. So we all belong here. But this also speaks to us along that self-realization through the ordering of everyday life and its daily tasks. Self-realization of its consciousness. The seeker becoming the hero. It is your personal quest, awakening one's place in this world. One's place that is put out in patterns within the world that only you can be, because there is only one you. You cannot sit on the sidelines and hope to manifest the change within your life if you aren't taking part within the change of the vibrational frequency you wish to create. Okay, this is what Manaz speaks to us about. It is realization of playing your part. So that has to do with the manifestation that's coming in and the ability to create during this new moon coming Monday. This coming Monday on June 3rd, as I end the week of the weekly healing messages. It's going to end on Monday. But Spirit is not quite as nice about it. Spirit is saying with everything that's, and I don't mean it wrong, Spirit is giving us maybe a little bit of a nudge in tough love is what I'm getting. Spirit is saying exactly what the Rune Cast said, but a little bit more to the point. If you made your bed of roses and thorns, lay in it until you figure out what you did wrong and you fix it. Spirit is saying, you are quite capable of fixing anything that you manifested incorrectly. But you need to lay in your bed of thorns and realize what you did wrong so that you can correct it. They're not saying bad on you. They're not saying, a negative thing, but they're saying if you created it, well, that would be your fault, wouldn't it? It's time to fix that. Get up and own it and correct it. And they're making us, what is going on is the vibrational shift is about to shift to a whole new tone. It's the vibrational frequency is about to, how we speak about vibrational shifts? This is going to be more like a vibrational pulse that's coming in. That's going to dong and really start raising things. And it's going to really lift the vibration of us as a whole unit here on Earth. But it will also, over the next couple months, in that higher vibration, really make you have to sift through that stuff that is in those lower vibrations, because it can no longer exist. It can no longer stay. It can no longer be a part of our denial and our hidden shadows. So basically, Spirit's getting to that point where we're getting close to the vibrational pulse, not a vibrational shift, and they're forcing us to deal with it in that sense, and that's why I'm being given it that way. It's not that they're trying to be mean, but it is a little bit of tough love. If you made your bed, lie in it, figure out what you did wrong, and fix it. It's that simple. It's not like a scolding. It's not like you've done anything wrong. It's you've realized, oh crap, I manifested crappy, more or less. And I need to correct that, is basically what it is. And pull yourself into a higher vibrational level, thinking, feeling, knowing, believing. Raise. and bring yourself into where you're supposed to be. That is what I'm getting. I'm also getting over, and this isn't just for the May 28th through the 3rd, but it is coming in right now a little bit harder. I think starting to definitely make itself shown, and that has to do with Chiron's moved back into Aries, and I think it's going to be there until 2024, but it moved in February. Now, I was there a little bit last year, and then it went retrograde back into Pisces, and then it came back. But it's finally starting to get adjusted, is what I'm being told by Spirit. It's finally getting adjusted. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the gatekeeper of wholeness. In Aries, it's the beginning of a new cycle. It's the beginning of me first energy. It's the beginning of the alpha becoming the alpha. The alpha still has mistakes at being a good alpha. It's the beginning of a cycle. So it's the wounded healer, the gatekeeper of wholeness, adjusting to its place until 2024 in Aries, which is a brand new beginning point within a brand new cycle and fire energy. And what Spirit says that this means is I am unapologetic for what it is I need in my life to be healthy. Now, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean I'm unapologetic for goofing off and not doing my shit. This doesn't mean I'm unapologetic for, partying or getting in addictions, because we are going to be going through a lot of addictive patterns and healing these over the next year, but all the way through 2024 while Aries is here. We're getting into those addictive patterns and addictive natures and attachments that necessarily aren't even spirit. It's what we've allowed to be an attachment in our life and patterns in our life that don't serve us, but we don't realize we've created this pattern that we have to heal, is what I'm being given. And Spirit is saying, as we start learning this, what this energy that's coming from Chiron is not making excuses for those things, but as we start to realize what we need to heal and what we need to give us a healthy life, I'm not going to be I'm unapologetic for what it is I need. But they say understand that's your four: your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. What do you need in all four? Emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. And then be willing to put your foot down and say, these are the things I need. These are the changes I must create in order to have a healthy life. And that is what Spirit says will help get you out if you are in it. If you've created a bed of thorns instead of a bed of roses, it will help get you out of the bed that you created. That is what Spirit is giving me for the week. Now, with that being said, and I go into the astrology. Also, before I jump into astrology, please, for any of you who do watch the weekly healing messages, you may find it beneficial for you. I've started doing, but I only do it on YouTube, so you will have to subscribe and go back and get on the YouTube channel, because I am doing homework family readings for every zodiac sign. Now, please forgive me, I had company in this week, and with the holiday, it's been a little bit backwards, so I have a few days left, but I will get those last few out there before June 1st. But I still have Pisces to do, I still have Aquarius to do, I still have Virgo to do, and Capricorn. But they may be out within... they may be coming out right after this video. I mean, I'm going to probably keep doing it reading. So they'll be out within the next few days, but they will be out before June. So if you enjoy the weekly healing messages that I give you, the homework family readings for each and every zodiac sign gives you a little bit of astrology, whatever Spirit is telling me. And it's usually for the 1st through the 15th, or the 15th through the last day of the month. So I'm giving you astrology, I'm giving you tarot, I'm giving you what Spirit is giving me to help you move forward in the most positive and healing ways within your lives for every zodiac sign. Please, I will have a link below that will send you to my YouTube channel so you can subscribe if you enjoy the readings that I give you each week, because I have a feeling that's going to be shifting too shortly. Now, also, if you enjoy Otherland Dreams this week, we are going to be discussing Wolf. So please tune in to Otherland Dreams, or at least go back and find it on. You can find Otherland Dreams any place podcasts are provided. So you can subscribe anywhere that it's provided, and then you can get all of our shows that we've done from last year and this year. Is where the mystical, the magical, the spiritual, spiritual healing and source all connect. That's what Hilhuppy and I just discussed during the show of Otherland Dreams. But this week we are going to be specifically discussing wolf medicine and the wolf totem as a guide. So if you enjoy that, please check it out. Otherwise, you can catch our show every Tuesday evening at 10:30 live on fxbgpublicradio.com. With that being said, sorry I had to throw that bit out there. This week, like I said, you have the new moon coming in at the end of the week or the beginning of next week on Monday in Gemini on the 3rd. Now, on the 4th, you have Cancer moving into not Cancer, you have Mercury moving into Cancer. I feel like there's a lot of communication coming in. A lot of communication and expressing your truth. And it may start expressing your truth, especially expressing yourself. Honestly understanding yourself and expressing yourself so that you can start to create this with the new moon. But you may be finding the communication may actually strengthen next week, a little bit more, because you're still sifting through some stuff prior to this new moon. Now, this is the key. I keep being reminded by Spirit. Do not forget, Neptune goes retrograde on the 21st of June, which means in the universal 12th house, because that's Neptune is in Pisces universally, even though it's its home sign, it is in shadow right now, people. So your magic is in shadow. Your magic could very well be in the darkness at the moment. And the way I explain Neptune the best is Neptune is your magic in the form of where fantasy smacks you in the face with some harsh-ass reality. So we are talking about getting into your nostalgia, getting deep into, I don't even want to say it because I've been saying it for so long, but it's into your closets, into the skeletons in your closets. But this is also how you create magic, because that's what Neptune is. Neptune is illusion. Neptune, you're watching the video right now, so it seems like I'm with you and I'm talking to you and I'm sharing this. But by the time you watch this, I'm off doing something else. It's an illusion. It is me making the video and giving it to you. But that's how magic is. It's weird. It does weird shit. So it also is not positive or negative. You and you alone is what makes it positive or negative. Being in shadow, it's looking at those darker aspects. And in our heads, are we creating from those darker aspects? This is part of why Spirit is saying, if you created your own bed of thorns, it's up to you to get yourself out of it. You are that powerful. You are that powerful to create your own magic, even if you don't realize that you are. And this is part of what they're trying to express to us. It's time to learn and admit and come into understanding this and raise to a higher vibration. However, with that being said, like I said, Neptune is in shadow. Not only is it in shadow, but it's in Pisces and it's got Lilith there. Lilith is a great, powerful, feminine activist for all of us, okay? But in shadow, in Pisces, even Lilith wants to be loved. In Pisces, even Lilith wants to be caressed and told that she's loved and it's okay and that everything will be fine and that she too can heal. The problem is Lilith is afraid to heal. Because if she heals, that means she must change. And if she must change, she's afraid she'll lose herself. So you're talking about your inner dormant, your inner skeletons, your inner denial being in denial of its denial. Then you've got Neptune on top of it, creating that illusion to even strengthen it more. This is what I'm talking about. Make sure you're paying good attention to what your head and your heart are having a communication about as to where that truth lies, where that Neptune is taking you. Is that Neptune taking you to a positive place or to a place that already existed that you're telling yourself it was great when you know damn well it wasn't, but you're trying to make yourself believe it was so that you could create again? Or are you creating from something that you learned that didn't work? Are you recreating the same cycle? That's your key. And she's going to be in shadow until the 21st. So that's just a little heads up for the whole month. Now, you also have T-square all week. You have Neptune, which I said is in shadow, speaking to Jupiter, fighting with Jupiter is trying to tell it from the higher self. No, you're creating this shit wrong. No, you're sifting through this shit wrong. You're sifting through illusions of what you want to believe, but you know it's not true. And then it's going back around to that Gemini where Mercury is moving, where Gemini and Mercury are still at the moment with the sun there and illuminating the Jekyll and Hyde within you. Going back and forth, talking shit to yourself. Can't make a decision. I believe this. No, I don't believe this. I believe this. No, I don't believe this. Listen to the higher soul. The higher soul is your Jupiter, bringing in the higher knowledge and the abundance. It may smack you in the face. It may smack you in the gut. But it's the higher knowledge trying to tell you where you're getting it wrong. And it's a T-square because it's not meant to be comfortable. That is a higher learning, a soulful healing, a soulful cleansing. What I'm getting is a lot of the rest of this year is like brimstone. Is like brimstone just burning its way out. Just cleansing it to where there ain't nothing left. Erasing it. Erasing all the negative low vibes. Just erasing them from us. But we have to learn how to rise and then keep our vibes up. And as we move through this, we're going to find there's issues. But that's going to be stuff we're working through throughout the whole rest of the year and next year. But this week, it's Neptune speaking with Jupiter, speaking with Mercury in Gemini. So your higher self is trying to tell your Neptune where it's doing it wrong, and your best bet is to listen to that. Now, crossing that T-square is Venus. Venus, which is in Taurus, speaking to your own personal self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. And Venus is not love. Venus is your sensitivities of your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical body. So if you burn yourself, that is Neptune saying, that shit hurts. If emotionally you are hurt, that is Venus saying, that shit hurts. If you're just brand new falling in love and it's all glorious and yay, that's Venus saying, I like this. Listen to your sensitivities. Venus is going to be crossing that T-square of Neptune, Jupiter, and Gemini, going to Capricorn and having a trine with Saturn and Pluto. It is trying to help you to understand the rules, the walls, the boundaries. Rules, walls, boundaries that are not soulfully, spiritually working for you in that outer community, and what you are doing wrong that's harming you. So it's trying to make you shift. And the sensitivities are probably going to hit on things that are too close to home and uncomfortable, because she's in the second house of your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem on a universal level. I'm stopping like this because I'm trying to figure out what it is. When I start speaking funny, it's not inflatable. And when you turn something inside out, because that's what Spirit was trying to stop me. When you turn something inside out, like, it's reversible. They're trying to teach you what is reversible and what is not through the sensitivities, where you need to reverse your energy and shift it back and flip it over is basically what I'm being told. As I was saying, it's going into those rules, walls, and boundaries. What's not serving you? What do you need to flip over and put in reverse? That's what they were trying to say, because that energy is also in opposition with the North Node. So the sensitivity is definitely talking to the rules, laws, and boundaries, but it's having a problem with listening to what it already knows is no longer going to serve it. And this is probably coming from the karmic creation of who and what you are, how you created yourself to be the beautiful hot mess that you are today, what it is that's made you perfect at this area and really shitty at this area. Where have we gotten into those patterns, those addictions that we create in our life that we think are helping us but really are not? And this is what this is coming about. The karmic change within yourself, the home of who and what you are. Where are those boundaries and those rules need to shift? That is a little too close to home that you're uncomfortable with, because it's like Lilith in Pisces. You really want to heal, you really want to have a healthy life, but in order to do that, you can't sit on the sidelines and expect for the creation of what you're trying to create to happen. Nobody's going to make it for you. Nobody's going to create it for you. You have to create it for yourself. Thank you. Sorry, Spirit. And you also have a chain reaction this week with the North Node and Juno, which also to me is the same as Jera in the runes, which has to do with harvesting and the cycling, the timing of cycles and energy returning. Juno is also the sacrifice and commitment it takes to make what you want to make happen. Okay, it is in Cancer, again, with that karmic energy, the home of who and what you are, the roots of whom you are, and the home of what you've created yourself to be. Speaking to the North Node in a trine, speaking to Neptune. So you have the magic there to create healthy. Will you? Because it is sextiling Pluto and Saturn. It is also sextiling Venus. So the sensitivities, in one sense, that are getting too close to home and uncomfortable and making things, uncomfortable for you, are trying to show you and point you in the direction of what needs to change. But you also have the magic coming in on a positive side from Neptune, because it's talking to Pluto, Saturn, and Venus, coming from Juno, the sacrifice and commitment it takes. So what is your intuitive self telling you you must do? I must stand my fucking ground. I am unapologetic for what it is I need. You have that positive energy coming at you. Will you use it? You also have Uranus, which is in Taurus, which is sextiling Lilith. And it's also sextiling Mars. So that is your feminine activist standing up in all of her power, in a positive energy for you, of your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and how you create your money even. I mean, on a universal standpoint. Speaking to Mars, your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, your inner sacral chakra, of how you feel about yourself. Find your inner belly dancer. The inner belly dancer who doesn't care, who's comfortable with who they are, and I'm going to flaunt it, and I'm going to be who I am, and you know what? You better just like me for me, and I like me for me, and with that being said, I'm ready to stand my ground and say what I need. This is taking you in the direction of what you want and being able to create it. Also, go after it. Have the courage to go after it. That's part of the sacral chakra too. Having the courage to go after it as it pulls you into the solar plexus. Because I am being told we're dealing a lot with cleaning out that solar plexus, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, and the throat chakra. A lot of this energy for this whole month of June is going to be dealing with those three and unblocking situations. Now, you also have Chiron has a chain reaction all week. Chiron is the wounded healer, again, like I was talking about, and Aries in that beginning part. It is sextiling Venus, which is in Taurus. So it's sextiling those sensitivities about your emotional, your spiritual, your physical life. Literally, sometimes to a point to where it is comfortable or uncomfortable or ooey gooey, soft and chewy, or really getting into that hatred and irritated. There is no right or wrong with emotions. Emotions don't have a positive or a negative. What a human being does with them is what's positive or negative, humane or not. Emotions just are emotions, and they're that way to help you understand something about yourself. Like I said, sometimes vibrations, when I've found myself vibrate sometimes at my highest point when I'm pissed off, when I'm completely pissed the fuck off. And I'm thinking, what am I, an evil person? No, it's because I'm not lying to myself anymore. When you're angry, you are facing a truth that you don't want to face. That's not saying it's a bad thing. If you choose to act on your anger in a negative way, that is a bad thing. That's where you're going from humane to inhumane. But the emotion itself is trying to teach you something. And like I said, anger is good for one thing, to tell you when you're lying to yourself. And when you realize that, your vibrations rise because you are healing. What you choose to do with it in that emotion is what is completely up to you. Did you make your bed full of roses or full of thorns? Okay, but let me just tell you also, on the 30th, what day is the 30th? Okay, I'm singing circus music to myself, so this must be about finding your inner magic in a powerful way. I mean, I just know music for me has a very big thing. If it's making you rise and rise and feeling powerful within yourself, this is bringing yourself into your own magic act. What are you creating? Are you creating from a positive or a negative? There's a lot of that going on this week as you approach this new moon. Because new moons are all about releasing what's not going good for you so that you can redirect and start to build new goals, new directions, new patterns, new, all new relationships. It's a perfect time to even spark a fire in that area after the new moon. All right. The 30th is Thursday. On Thursday, you are going to have a double T square, where I was talking about Neptune, Jupiter, and Gemini in the beginning of the week. It will be there all week. But on the 30th, which is, again, Thursday, you are also going to have the moon in Vista. The moon in Vista in Aries with Chiron, the wounded healer, is a little bit further off, but the moon in Vista will be actually speaking to your rules, your walls, your boundaries of your soulfulness, and the new platform you're trying to create for yourself in the outer community of Capricorn. It's a new foundation of how you change those rules, what those rules are that help you. The moon and Vista is your soul fire with your depths of yourself in your alpha Aries me first energy. How can you redirect it? Because it's also speaking to the North Node and Juno again. Sacrifice and commitment. So there's going to be something on the 30th that's going to throw you off and go against what you want. And you know deep down, it's going against what you want. It's going against your true soul fire. It's going against your truthfulness. And the moon and Vista in Aries are also going to be trining Jupiter. So Jupiter is going to magnify that energy. Listen to it. Because there's something there about yourself you're uncomfortable about changing, but you need to. And it will serve you if you have the balls to do so. Now, you have this week, the moon is pretty much Monday and Tuesday. As we come into, not Monday and Tuesday, because we already had Monday and Tuesday. Pretty much as we approach this week from Tuesday out, you're going through 2 days of Aries, 2 days of Taurus, 2 days of Gemini. So you will start off, coming into this me first energy first. Then you're going to get a little bit stubborn about it and really want to be inflexible, and I want to enjoy what I want to enjoy. And then Gemini is going to start picking it apart and really looking at both sides. I love you. Please share. Please subscribe if you like the video so that you can get the zodiac readings, homework family readings. They're on YouTube and only on YouTube. And if you enjoy Otherland Dreams, please check it out this week coming up. Like I said, well, you can subscribe any place where podcasts are provided, because this week we're talking about the wolf. Bye.